How's it going? How's it going, guys? Been a long time, stepped away and did some other things, uh, and right now, don't get on the road uh, anymore at this present moment. What I decided that I wanted to do, guys, is focus on kind of training other people, right? Making sure they maximize and get the best out of their business, right? And so I decided to kind of just focus on training, right? How can I train and help other people? More importantly is, just talk about a lot of things, right? And so let's start right off and how to start a cargo van and box truck business. We had about 25, anywhere from 1,500 to about 2,500 people have purchased this book in the last couple of years. Very detailed book, not just because I'm an author, but also if you go on Amazon.com, look up the title "How to Start a Cargo Van Business" by Kevin Smith. You will probably see about 50 uh, comments about my book. I think we have about a 4.2 rating out of 5. I would love to have 5, but again, 4.2 is pretty good. With that being said, guys, today we're going to talk about uh, the delivery blueprint. What are the things that you need to think about when you are doing deliveries? One thing that you need to think about, guys, is the pre-trip procedure, which is very important. Van, cargo van, box truck, tractor trailer, doesn't matter. Uh, you need to walk around your vehicle, guys. Make sure that your tires are inflated properly, right? Use a gauge and to gauge your tires, right? Making sure you check your side mirrors, making sure that you check your glass, guys, making sure you check all your signals, left, right, brake, make sure your lights are working properly, making sure you have the proper fluids in your car, right? Check your oil, right? These are essential things that you would do on a pre-trip. Blow your horn, right? Those are the things that focus on your pre-trip. Uh, this pretty what I'm talking about today, guys, is going to focus on not apps based delivery. These are where you might get a delivery from a broker or a shipper or even a direct customer, right? And so, first thing that you want to do is do a pre-call. Why you do a pre-call? The number one reason why you do a pre-call, guys, is to make sure that that customer is at home, right? That customer is not at home, uh, but that customer wind up picking up the phone. They might give you a code. You can deliver it in the garage. They might tell you, we don't have any dogs. You can put it in the backyard, put it at the garage, right? So it's important to do the pre-trip, right, versus you just showing up. There's a lot of factors, pros and cons if you just show up. First of all, no customers like you just show up at their home because they're working from home, right? And they might be able to open up the door if you give them enough time to let them know you are coming, right? It depends on what you're delivering. If you are delivering appliances, guys, you definitely want to do a pre-call, right? Because how are you going to get in the house? And if that customer decided to make a quick run, you didn't give that customer the courtesy to give them a call. Second step you want to focus on is when you arrive. When you arrive, you want to walk around, right? And when you get there, might want to ring the doorbell, right? Customer told you she ain't at home. You want to walk around, or if it's a construction site, guys, you want to make sure that your path to that particular delivery is safe, right? So Those are essential things, and then when you once you get to the delivery site or the resident's home, right? Third thing you want to focus on, guys, is what I call the final stage of the delivery. What is the final stage? When you get there, you talk to the customer. Customer tell you, this is where I want the product, or this is where I want you to install it at, and at that point, you get a signature, right? And that's the final stage of the delivery, right? Again, when you leave, you want to make sure that you do a post trip. Why are you doing a post trip? Say if you're in a truck and the kids are playing underneath your truck, right, or under your van, they threw, just say that a ball went underneath your truck and you don't see that kid, right? You start a truck and that kid is stuck underneath the vehicle, and I have saw this in happen a lot of times, right? In previous operations of other companies, right, where kids are playing, and it's a ball or a frisbee. Now they underneath the car trying to get it. So post trip is just as important as a pre, right? Product handling, which is the next step, right? What is product handling? Your dolly, right? Your shoulder straps. How do you handle the dolly when you are delivering? Making sure you don't overstack on the dolly, right? Making sure that if you do have to scrap that dolly down on the product, making sure that it is properly strapped down, right, so it won't fall. Making sure that if you have to have fragile products, making sure those products are not overstacked, or because they could break. And essentially, a lot of companies will put a claim against your insurance. So these are important, guys. Shoulder straps when you are delivering appliances, making sure that the pressure is not on your back, but necessary you using your legs. Safety in the delivery area. Placement of cones. It's very important where I use cones. Been doing it in the industry, which is the service industry, for over 20 years, guys. 4 cones, one in the front, one in the back, 2 on what side your driver wheel is at. Why I say that? Because the other side is is not facing the street. And what I will tell you, the reason why I said 2 on the front wheel and the right wheel is, if you are doing the delivery and you're getting out of that car, right? A lot of time, guys, you're looking at it's a safety issue for yourself. When you have the cones out, it let people know that you are working, right? And so if a car come behind you, or somebody on a bike or a motorcycle, they see those cones, and then guess what? They veer away from your vehicle because they know that you are working. So placement, 4 cones. Stacking and unstacking appliances is so important when you're using a box truck. How do you stack them, right? You don't want to stack them to the point that they fall and they cause damage to that customer. I don't care if it's in a box or it's out of the box. Stacking and unstacking is very important when you're delivering. Once you get it to the customer home, it's important that you ask that customer where you want those products to be placed. Okay, so you don't actually install those products and customer turn around and say, hey, I wanted the washer and dryer over here, or I wanted the refrigerator over here, especially if it's a new development or a new home, right? So you want to always engage the customer. What is the best place you want me to put it at? Using a lift gate and a ramp. So what I will tell you, you use the E-tracks most when you're in a box truck, right? Making sure you scrap them down. I always, for the most part, try to scrap at the top and at the bottom, right? To make sure that it is secure, right? If I have pallets, what I do is push one on the left, one on the right, and then I go across and scrap it down. One at the top and one at the bottom again. If I got multiple pallets, I wound up putting all the pallets. You don't have to scrap the first one because you have two other pallets going behind. If you have 4 pallets, you just scrap the 4. If you have 6, you scrap it. You put all 6 of them, then you scrap the last one. If you have a low bar, you put the low bar in that, guys. These are the proper way. But make sure you still have 2 scraps, one at the top and one at the bottom. And that's how you, when you're using the scrapping, but then more important is the lift gate. Once you get you pulling it off, you use your pallet jack, right? And you pull it to the very end, having your wheel hanging off that lift gate. So when you actually drop it, guys, and you want to pull it off, you can just pull it directly off the lift gate. So that's important how you use your lift gate. The ramp itself, guys, once you put the ramp, you just walking up and down the ramp, guys. You can use a dolly. Typically, you don't use. Most people don't use pallet jacks going down the ramp. You use a dolly, okay? And so that's really important how you when you're going in and off that dolly, right? And also the ramp from the lift gate. Your awareness is so important. Installation. Make sure you follow the gas installation requirement, right? Hardware installation requirement. When it comes down to water, make sure that you follow. If you have to cut the water off, to make sure that you are connecting a refrigerator and you have to tap into the line, right? I'm not going to get into how you need to do that. If you are doing that, you're going to have specialized training to do that anyway. You just can't unhook a gas line and not have the training. So that's important, guys, to do that. If you damage your product, or how do you prevent damaging products? Sometimes you just can't, right? Especially if you're going in and out of someone's home with appliances or furniture. Sometimes you might damage the door or the wall, but make sure that you are you covering that appliances so that it negate those scars on the wall or damage in the door and things like that, right? I always, guys, use my blankets, put on the floor, and also put on, make sure that they're around appliances, right? And so if you do have to, if it is a damage, you want to contact that broker or that shipper and let them know right then and there, right? Let that customer know, right? Give them your information or give them the company information. So, if you're working for yourself, a lot of times you can just give them your insurance information, right? But a lot of times, if you are brokering that load, they're getting contact with that broker, or they're getting in contact with that store, and they'll be able to fill out a claim. And so communication is always the key. Tell them that the customer that you deliver that product. If they not available, or they are available, tell them that you are done, and ask for them to sign, which is essential, because you won't get paid if it's not a signature, guys. At all costs, continue to be professional. And so, guys, I'm going to stop right there. Professionalism is, I don't have to say it. You will lose contracts, you will lose customers, you will lose clients if you are not professional. So I just tell you guys, be professional, be safe, and be smart. With that being said, go to www.cargovanbusiness.com, www.cargovanbusiness.com. It's so important, guys, that you pick up my book. Again, we are in 23 countries. and I'm very excited to be able to continue to train and teach people how to be successful. With that being said, take care. Be safe.